Hello Cyborgs, and welcome to another day of Quotidian Cyborg. Today I'm going to be talking about all of the books that I read in July. So the month started off with me and my mom road tripping from Canada to California, and that of course means audiobooks. I listened to the first two books of the How to Train Your Dragon series by Cressida Cowell, How to Train Your Dragon and How to Be a Pirate. I also listened to the first Skullduggery Pleasant book on audiobook. These were all rereads for me and really enjoyable. These are my favorite audiobook series, and it was just lovely to have David Tennant and Rupert Degas, their voices respectively, to focus on whilst the, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th hour on the road was ticking away. I also finally finished listening to Romantic Outlaws by Charlotte Gordon. This is a biography of Mary Wollstonecraft and Mary Shelley, who were respectively mother and daughter. This was so much fun and so interesting to hear about these women. I thought that the biography was really well laid out. It has interchanging chapters from Mary Wollstonecraft and Mary Shelley, and their lives are told almost in like a narrative sort of way, but a perfect blend of biographical fact and then also us just getting to know them as women. It really made me want to pick up more things by Mary Shelley, even though Frankenstein and I didn't get on super well, which I think is just a darn shame, because I think Mary Shelley is freaking awesome and I really wish that I adored Frankenstein. This was an amazing nonfiction, so much so that I have contemplated getting my own physical copy, but it was just so enjoyable of a listening experience. I believe the narrator was Susan Lyons. She did an excellent job. It was just great. It was really great. I gave that 4 out of 5 stars. Next, I picked up Foxfur, A Dream Tale by our own Sophie Carlin, who has a booktube channel here on YouTube. I gave this 3 out of 5 stars. I really liked Sophie's writing style, and I thought that there was a great balance of fairy tale and darkness and poetic writing. However, this volume is only 20 something pages long. There are only 4 different flash fictions, 4 or 5, and I was expecting to have at least 8 different perspectives of this flash fiction. For the price, having only 20 pages of work, a bit disappointing, but overall, I did like it, and I am very pleased that I got to support Sophie, and I hope you guys enjoy this more than I did if you, in fact, picked up a copy yourself. Next was a buddy read with Merle from A Blackbird's Books. We buddy read Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe by Benjamin Alire Sanz. I listened to the audiobook, which was narrated by Lin-Manuel Miranda of Hamilton fame. I gave this 2 out of 5 stars at the end. I had some really big problems with how homosexuality was treated in this. The plot twist at the end of the book I thought was really inappropriate. I thought that for a coming out story with gay male characters, I think that this kind of did that narrative a disservice, actually. The way that the plot developed, I think it undermined a brilliant story that could have been about how 2 boys, one who's gay and one who's not, navigate their relationship when one is in love with the other. I did like the writing style, and I thought the Mexican-American themes and culture that was explored in here was really great. That's some great representation. This also takes place in the 1980s, which was some cool, like, modern historical fiction, but the theme of homosexuality in here I thought was mishandled, and that disappointed me, and it made me sad. If you'd like to chat with me more about this in the comments, or we can talk about spoilers, feel free. Just make sure that you say spoilers at the top, but yeah. Next was another buddy read. This is Kafka on the Shore by Haruki Murakami, translated by Philip Gabriel. I buddy read this with Adam from Memento Mori. This I gave 3 out of 5 stars, and in fact, this is really probably my last Haruki Murakami, at least for a while, if not ever. I found the magical realist elements in here were just far too wacky and unexplained and dreamlike, and it didn't make any sense, and it felt like every little new piece that was thrown in just for weirdness and just because the idea of it was cool, not because it fit in with the narrative and not because it made sense to the reader. This had a library and a cabin in the woods and talking cats that could not redeem the just weird storm of I don't even know what was going on in here. There was also a character who had a lower mental intelligence, someone who was just a little slow, and I don't think that that was represented really well. well. There was also a transgendered character, and I'm not sure that was represented really well. It seemed like for some reason Murakami put them in the story, but didn't really take responsibility for those sorts of representations and what he was having those characters be. Adam and I were both really uncomfortable because we weren't sure that Murakami was going to be, treating those characters respectfully and also just portraying them in the narrative respectfully. This is my lowest rated Murakami, but I have enjoyed them at increasingly decreasing amounts since I first picked up Norwegian Wood, so perhaps I just need a break, or perhaps Murakami just isn't for me. We'll find out, we'll see, but yeah, I'm not definitely on the Murakami bandwagon anymore, that's for sure. You guys have already seen me talk about East of Eden in the mid-year bookish freakout tag and in my review video. That is a review video I'm especially proud of. East of Eden is my new favorite book of all time, and if you'd like to hear why, please check out that review video. It will be linked down below. But all you need to know is that it was lovely, and you probably need to give it a go, or at least consider giving it a go if you haven't already. Next was a group buddy read. This is The Murder Room by P.D. James. This was included in Kate's mystery starter kit that she sent me for my birthday. I buddy read this with Kate, with Whitney from All the Shelves, Kate from the novel Nomad, and Sarai from Sarai Talks Books. I ended up giving this 3 out of 5 stars. It started out really strong for me with the character development and getting into the psychology of the different characters, but then by the end, the murder mystery just didn't capture my attention very much anymore. So 3 out of 5 stars. Glad that I read it, glad that I gave P.D. James a try, and I'm very glad that I buddy read it as well. It was really lovely to chat with those ladies. Next was another buddy read. This is the St. Zita Society by Ruth Rendell, which was also given to me by Kate in that mystery starter kit. I buddy read this with a friend from high school who's currently living in Australia. Hello! So the time difference was really interesting to get around to talking about this. I gave this 2 out of 5 stars. Kate has said that Ruth Rendell's Inspector Wexford series is where her strong suit in her writing is, and her standalones pale in comparison. From what I have experienced with her standalone, I want to agree. This book was about the lives of different household servants in this one neighborhood. There's not really a murder mystery, but a couple murders happen, and the people were just uninteresting, unsympathetic. A lot of them were just caricature, or their motivations weren't really explained. I didn't connect with any of the characters. It was just really meh. Pretty much. I still haven't given up on Rendell. I will have to try a Wexford at some point in the future if I want to continue with my mystery education, but this one was definitely not very exciting at all, and my friend also got on with it even less than I did. I think she would have given it 1 out of 5 stars, so yeah, unfortunately this was a miss, but oh well, they can't all be winners. Then I picked up Phoenix by Emily Lubke, which is a zombie novella thing that she asked me to review for her, and I have posted that book review. I really, really enjoyed this. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. It was fast, it was fun, it had thought out, heartfelt characters, the zombie mythology was interesting, the action bits in this were interesting, it was a great blend, and I think that Lubke really did what she set out to do, which was write a story about people dealing with an apocalyptic sort of situation, the apocalypse happening to involve zombies. Emily Lubke is a fellow booktuber as well, under the name Julian Greystoke. I will link her channel down below. She talks so much about writing, so if you are a reader and a writer, I highly recommend that you check out her channel. And if you have an e-reader, I highly recommend that you check out Phoenix because it's really worth your time. It'll be a really lovely, fast-paced, fun afternoon reading. The last book I'm going to talk about is Bodies of Water by V.H. Leslie. I ended up giving this 3 out of 5 stars. It had some really great themes, a really ghostly, eerie, dismay sort of atmosphere. Pretty much a perfect, creepy novel for me who's a massive scaredy cat. This jumps back in time to the Victorian era when Wakewater House was a sort of recuperation hospital for women, and they used water treatments to help get them well, to the present day when the Wakewater House is being refurbished into apartments, and our main character, Kirsten, is one of the first tenants. There's a really interesting themes about the women who committed suicide by jumping into the Thames, about prostitution, about research into the Victorian era, but with the characters, at the end, I felt like their personalities just kind of flipped, and I didn't understand their motivation. I felt like the author really didn't know how she was going to end this, and then she just kind of did something and went with it. It felt like it was a short story that started out really strong but wasn't plotted all the way through, and by the time she got to the climax, she didn't really know what to do next. I still recommend this though, if for the themes themselves, it's like a water ghost story almost. It was really great in that respect, and I don't read very much fiction like that, so it was a breath of fresh air. I really wanted to love this more though, but there's still a lot of merit to be found in this, even if, for me, the ending was lackluster. So those are the books that I read in the month of July. Please let me know down below what your thoughts are on any of them, if you have read them, or if you refuse to read them, or if you're thinking about reading them. I hope that you had a lovely reading month in July. Thank you for watching, and until next time, continue to be lovely. Just a quick thank you to the patrons who are supporting my channel on Patreon. A hearty thank you to Damien D and Carl S, who have joined as one of my patron army, I guess. Are you guys an army now? I don't know. But in any case, thank you very much. I hope you're still enjoying the videos and that you are having an absolutely wonderful day.